Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna tell you this story. We're gonna call this one "Purple Car." It's about a guy I dated when I was like 19. I want to say 19, 18, 19 ish, somewhere around there. Yeah, more like 19, but it could have been 18. Anyways, long time ago, long time ago. And we'll call him Purple Car. So he was really popular back then. That was like he was the only person with this type of car, and it was like all decked out. He had the rims. It was all, he was like the man. Oh, purple car, the purple car, whatever, whatever. And he was a DJ, so he got a lot of gigs, and I would go with them, and we just go to a lot of parties, and he would DJ, and it was fun. We had fun, but he was really a player, like a real player. Um, and I don't know. I don't think I noticed, or I don't know. I was so young. Like we're just stupid at that age, honestly. But anyways, one day he was at my house and we were arguing about something. I don't even know what. And I just went like this, and then there's blood all in my hand, and I was just like, what? I couldn't understand. So I ran to the bathroom, and I'm cleaning my face, and I look in the mirror, and my face had just like my eye had just blew up. And I don't know if you've never been punched directly in the face. It's the weirdest thing. Like I honestly don't remember the hit. Like I don't remember feeling the hit. I just remember feeling the after, like the after effects, because it takes a black eye a long time to heal. Like it really, my face was, I looked like elephant person. My face was disfigured. I was blood. It was just so much. I was just like one hit. You would have thought he beat me down, but it was just one hit. But my face was, and I just remember screaming, "You hit me!" I was just in shock, like you hit me. And I ran back out there, and he was gone by then because I think he knew. And then I ran over to my mom's house. We both lived in the project. Well, they were called Lulacs. They were basically projects. But I had my own and she had one, so I ran from my house to her house. And her and my stepdad got in a car and were driving around looking for him, and they couldn't find him. He was long gone by then. But they were just like, "You better not date him anymore," blah, this and that. And I was like, "I know I won't. I won't. You think I date him after this?" I did. So, it's maybe a few weeks later. I don't know how long I didn't date him, but I did, end up dating him again. He's like, "Oh, let me come get you," and I was like, "Okay." So he came and picked me up, and we went to his house. We get there, and I was like, so he lived in a house and he had a roommate there. We go into the house, we go into his bedroom. So we're in his room, and his roommate's like out in the house somewhere. Um, and I found a photo album, and I just start flipping through the photo album, and it was just pictures. It was like a girl, girl, girl. It was just pictures of girls. The whole photo album was girls, and they were all sitting on his bed. It was the weirdest thing. And I was like, what is this, like a trophy book of girls you've. I was just so grossed out. And then I found a picture of one girl that I know, and I know she's a hoochie. And I was just like, let me out of here. I cannot believe, I just did not know he was such a, oh, it truly grossed me out. Um, and so we were like arguing because I'm like, let me go. I need to leave. Like, and he's just like, no, I'm not leaving. Then I hear somebody screaming. I know he's in there. Let me in there. And I was like, who is this? And it was coming from the house, but not. It was coming from like the living room area. And I was like, and the roommate was like pushing her out of the house, and I'm like, he's a freaking accomplice. And it was just crazy, and I knew she was trying to get to the room, and then meanwhile he was like not letting me. I was still trying to leave. I was already trying to leave before the girl even got there, and I'm definitely leaving now because this is a hot mess. You got me in the middle of a Jerry Springer episode, and he's just like, no, this is my baby's mom, she always act crazy. I was like, this between y'all, let me leave because this is too much. And he's like, no, you're not leaving, whatever. So the guy finally gets the girl out, but now she's going around the house beating on the window. I'm like, this is some foolery. So she's beating on the window. She stayed for quite a while too, doing all that foolery. So then finally she left, and I'm just like, I need to leave. Let me leave. And see, the thing was, he drove me, so I didn't have a car. But I was like, at some point, I was just like, I'll call a cab. Just let me leave. I'll call a cab. But he's like, no, you're not leaving. Um, I mean, even to the point where when I went to use the restroom, he made me keep the door cracked because he was like, "No, you're not leaving out the window." And I'm like, this dude really is not letting me leave. And I was screaming. It wasn't like I was just saying, let me leave, let me leave. Like I was screaming and crying, like, let me leave. I want to go. And I was just like, there's no neighbors or nothing. Like, I just could not understand. I was like, leave. And I was trying to get to the door. And every time I get to the door, he pulled me back. I was just tired. But I was just like, it was just so much. I was just like, this is some real foolery. Like, he really was not letting me leave. So I sat in the corner and I was just like crying. Like, so I really just sat in the corner and cried for the night. And I was like sleep, dozing off, like I kept, but I was like sitting and like with my legs, like hugging my legs, but like fetal position, but like in a corner, crying and like and all this time, and I screamed and yelled for at least like 2 hours. The roommate never came and checked on me, and I was just like, are you kidding? You're in the house and you hear all that and you just what put on headphones? And it was crazy because I remember thinking like I had some type of security, some false sense of security in my head when I got there. I was like, oh, he has a roommate. That means, the other guy wouldn't let anything bad happen, but which actually is in reverse. Because at this point, now I'm like, wait, the other guy might come in and join on something bad. Because he, like, how could you hear all whatever was going on in that room? Because I was like throwing stuff, trying to get out. Like, it was ridiculous. I was showing out, trying to get out. I wasn't just like, oh, let me leave. No, I was really trying to leave. And he was like, really not letting me. Um, so it was crazy. And it was maybe about 4 or 5. I remember like the sun was coming up, and then I got off the floor and I like laid on the bed. And then in like maybe an hour or so later he woke up and he's like, oh, okay, like all normal, like I'll take you home. What? You acting like that's like nothing happened last night? Like I was just not kidnapped? I was like, oh no, never again. So I did stop dating him at that point because I realized my life was in danger. Um, but there was at least one more time. Not at least. There was only one more time. It was maybe a month later, 2 months. He was like, "Oh, I'm in the neighborhood. Let me stop by and say hi." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I let him stop by and say hi, but never again. And I felt so disgusted after that. I was like, "Why would I even let?" I don't know. We do dumb stuff, but never again. So that was literally one of my Jerry Springer moments. Yep, fun times. All right, you guys. Have a good night.